Hello, and I am a little bit late. I'm like an hour and a half late, but because I'm just doing a drink tonight, I was like, you know what? We're gonna slow it down because it's hot outside. If you're in the Kansas City area, or I think in the Midwest in general, y'all, it is hot. Now, I wasn't here last week because, you know, got my new hair going on, had to get color, get my hair colored and all that other stuff. So I was unable to make it, but I am here this week. We're keeping it simple because it is hot outside. I'm gonna give you some options too. Don't you love options? So I was looking, because you know I always kind of have my ramekins, but let's do a little mason jar too for all my little millennials out there. Shout out to my elder millennials. So what I've done is I had some cherry gelatin. You know, I've been using this, and you're thinking to yourself, girl, I've got some mint leaves in here and some blueberries in here. So I've just kind of been like in a little bit of lime juice. So it's been sitting in my refrigerator. Now I know that I'm like, you know, trying to turn over a new leaf by measuring things out. So this is probably going to be, so I've got like 3/4 cup right here. I'm thinking that this is probably going to be about to fill this all the way up. So I'm probably looking at maybe probably going to be about 1.5 cups, I think, when all is said and done. Or maybe just like, no, you know what, maybe just 1.25 cups. It's always weird when you know, I grabbed this thinking that I had the full cup, but you know, sometimes, look, it happens, right? Okay, for this, I also have some whipped cream that I'm going to use. I've got some lemon lime, and I've got this size, and I got like a little shot, because you know, I know grocery prices are going up and people are trying to figure out how to economize. And sometimes what you want is, you don't want a huge glass of something. You just want like a taste to kind of like go around. So that's what we're going to do right now. Now, let's see here. Let me go ahead and, okay, so here is my 1/2 cup. So I've got a 1/2 cup right here. And I'm going to put like 1/2 cup of this lemon lime soda. Do that here. Now listen, I'm telling you, with these prices, I'm going back to like my 1980s childhood. And, you know, lemon lime was like the star of the show, right? And it wasn't necessarily like the branded lemon lime that we all know that had the cute commercials. A lot of times in the 80s, us middle class kids, we were rocking with just the plain kind of store branded or generic lemon lime. So I'm going to start off here. I've got 1/2 cup of this lemon lime in here, and then I'm going to put in 3/4 cup, this 3/4 cup thing right here. Okay, good. So now what I'm going to do is add the rest of this to here. So we've got, it's not going to go over, which I was a little afraid it could go over, but it's not going to. So let's do that. So looks like we have like it's like, you know what, this might have ended up in just like a little bit more than a cup. So we've got that. Then I'm going to take another 1/2 cup of this lemon lime. Actually, let's do like half. We'll go ahead and do the 1/2 cup. Okay. Putting that in here. And then let's get a little bit of the cream. So what I don't want to do is put too much cream in, because then it's going to take over. So this is like 1/8 cup of cream. I think that's all we need. If we need more, I'll just add a little more. No big deal. Okay, let's put this in here because I just want like the essence of this. So now what we're going to do is move this out of the way. And we're just going to do a gentle pulse. We're not going to fill this up all the way, because if you've been following me, you know I've done that a couple times, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is really going up. So we're just going to do pulse, 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 pulse. Just a little bit more. Gentle pulse here. Okay, I think I've pulsed it out. We're going to unplug this because I do not have a fancy one. Okay, take this off of here. And now what I'm going to do, so you see, here's some options right here. So I've got this option here, right here, and you can kind of see like the blueberries here. So I've got this option. I can top this with cream. And when I take the pictures, I will like top it with a little bit of cream just to kind of be a little fancy. Then I've got the shot glass option, and I will take a picture of this. This is one of my, this is from Valentine's Day. I think I got this at a ladies' party here, and it says, "Be mine." I'm one of those people, I will use like whatever it is. If all I have are Christmas cups, that's what I'm using, okay? Like seasonal things are great, but if that's all I got, that's all I got. And it'll be Valentine's Day every day, okay? Now this is my little mason jar here. So I've got this as well. Just, you know, again, we always want to have options. I'm not filling it to the top because I will be adding some cream in there. I will not be drinking all of these things. So what I plan to do is, you know, after I take the pictures and all that stuff, I will go ahead and, you know, put this all in like a picture, and, you know, I'll be drinking it probably for the next day or so. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's like have a little taste of this. Just a little taste. Here we go. Just taste that. Now what I really like is that this blender that I have, it's not the fanciest, but it did manage to kind of cut up those blueberries. Kind of get them kind of down where they needed to be, because I had debated on whether or not to cut them, but I was like, I don't have enough time for that. So stir this up a little bit. Stir it up. Okay. This is really good. You've got the sweetness of the blueberries and the tartness of the lime juice. And because the cherry gelatin was sugar-free, it doesn't have like any sweetness. It is kind of on the tart side. You could, if you're trying to feel, you know, if you wanted to add like a little adult beverage, you could probably add a little bit of gin, a little bit of Prosecco, or a little bit of vodka in here. So, this is actually really good. And, you know, sometimes blueberries do not last forever. So one of the things we end up doing, we're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with all these blueberries? Y'all make drinks, okay? Make mocktails. If you get tired of, you know, eating blueberries and cream and, oh my gosh, I can't, you know, so much, or I'm running out of money for the whipped cream and stuff because prices are going up, don't be afraid to get some lemon lime. Or even just if you just have like lemon juice and lime juice, like putting that together, and then throwing some blueberries in something, and there you go, you got a drink. Also, I knew that I had to use the cherry gelatin that I had. I'm like, oh man, I got to use this pretty soon. So I went ahead and did that again. Gelatin is great. Add some liquid to it. Turn it into like a mocktail drink. Really good, really refreshing. Again, something to kind of think about. So thanks so much for joining me. This is a very short Aunt Lainey's Kitchen because it's hot outside. And even though I do have central air, I did not want to be sitting in the kitchen just sweating and trying to cook and do all that stuff because it is too hot. I am happy to say that I've got one of my floor fans. So sometimes, you know, during the summer, when I do cook, and I'm going to try not to cook too much, you will hear probably a floor fan. So I might be like yelling in the videos. That is why. Okay. On that note, thanks again for supporting me. You can find me at AuntLainey'sKitchen.com. My podcast is Aunt Lainey's Kitchen. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook are the places that you can find me at AuntLainey'sKitchen.com. Your support has meant a lot. I get like I'm seeing like more views and all that stuff and more engagement. So I really do appreciate that. And take care, everybody. Stay cool, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.